Hey guys, it's Joshy here, and I'm here with an error in Dynamaxing in my opinion. And if you remember a week or two ago, I put up one of my ways to use, the green video, which was 4 ways to use, and I was showing why it was 4 and not anymore. And that is because of this video here. Well, the problem I found, I had a set based around what I believe should work and doesn't. And I will have an example now I'm going to show you of why I believe it should work. Once I get to it, it'll make all sense. Now, before I get into it, let me say a big thank you to Lucy for helping me out on this one. So, for this one, as I said, I'll show you here, but I believe the set I had should have worked because what I'm showing now, does work. So, Lucy's going to bring Sudowoodo because I asked her to, and I'm going to bring Frostmoth. So, the idea here is just to show you guys what works and why I believe it should. So, as you can see here, I've got 4 moves, one of which is Quiver Dance. Now, as I click Dynamax, it turns to Max Guard. So, if you didn't know, whenever you Dynamax or Gigantamax, your status moves become Max Guard, which is like a super protect because you can protect from any Dynamax or Gigantamax moves completely. Unlike Protect, which it still kind of gets through. So, here, as I said, I'm going to Dynamax now. Any status move, I mean any, String Shot, Quiver Dance, Double Team, Agility, Recover, all of these become Max Guard when you Dynamax or Gigantamax. So here we get a Mimic coming in. Now it is blocked by the Protect, Mimic is, but nonetheless, as you can see, it was activating, so the move would have been copied. We should have done it the other way around anyway. So now I go for another Max Guard, fails, and we get the Copycat this time, which activates against my Max Guard, which turns back into the Quiver Dance, which it originally was, even though it did say to me that I use Max Guard, which is fine because it's coming from Quiver Dance, and it may be a little OP if you copycatted any of the other moves. So here if we have a look at it, Mimic up the top, the user mimics the move used immediately before, obviously fails against certain things or if nothing's been moved. It actually replaces Mimic in your move pool until you return or faint. Then we've got Copycat down the bottom, which the last move that was used in battle gets used by you instead. So you Copycat it, you figure out what it is, and you use it straight away. As we saw it activated there, we got to see the Quiver Dance be used by Sudowoodo, Quiver Dance, Sudowoodo, new meta. That would be pretty cool to muck around with. And in doubles, you could make something of it. But anyway, let me get into this part here. So here we've got Sudowoodo coming in again, and I'm going to bring in the Greedent. This is the Greedent I had for my Greedent set. So you might get an idea as soon as you see it. So I'm going to fight, and as you can see, I have only 3 moves, and I'm going to go here just for the Max Knuckle. Now, the reason I had the only 3 moves, you'll see later, but the point is that I have Max Knuckle to boost my attack and Max Quake to boost my special defense. So, the idea of this set is all dependent on Dynamaxing. So, Dynamax this Greedent, which I really loved this idea of this set. I mean, it's quirky. So, first, I'll go for the Max Knuckle. Now, here again, we should have gone for the Mimic to display it, but nonetheless, doesn't die, which is great. And I'm going to get my attack boost off, which I wanted. And then Lucy's able to go for the Copycat again, showing it's now not a status move with Max Guard, but another one. And my Max Knuckle turns back into superpower when used by Sudowoodo. So now I'm able to go for my next move, which I need to do, which is to go for the Max Quake. Now I need to make sure I use both of them because it's how it works. So, which some of you have all probably figured out. So I go for my Max Quake. Now this is going to kill, but she just went for whatever. As I said, it's going to take her out, so it doesn't matter, especially with an attack boost. But as you can see, Copycat still activated and identified that I had used Superpower. So it's going down. I just told Lucy, bring in whatever, because I'm most likely going to kill it at this stage. And then we can show off, because I've still got one more turn of Dynamaxing and I can't get out of it, which is fine, because as I said, another boost is even better. So I got +1 in special defense and +2 in attack. I can go for my +3 in attack, or +3, my 3rd additive, 3rd plus, whatever. And Munchlax is going down. Sorry, this is my 2nd plus in attack. I have my 3rd boost overall. So Munchlax is down. It doesn't really matter about where the boosts are coming from because that's not the error in the Dynamaxing that I've found. Now, as I said, she's just setting out what she can at the moment. She just bought a couple of different Pokemon. I'm going to get unnerved, which isn't too much of a problem. I'm going to, undynamax now. And so if you have a look here, as I go into it, my last move is Last Resort. Now, Last Resort is a really strong normal type move, and it means you have to use all your other moves first. But it fails, which I find as a drastically horrible error, because I, via Copycat, have displayed that I have used my other two moves. Not just because, as you'll see here, the PP of those moves have gone down and I've actually used them, but Copycat identifies that I'm using these moves, and so does Mimic. But for some reason, when it comes to using Last Resort afterwards, it tells me I haven't used them, which I think is a grave error. Now, as I said, I don't know what you guys think overall, and you may have a conflicting opinion on it, and there may be a couple of sets that might get a little crazy with this. I haven't, mucked around and tried anyone else's, obviously, but I still think that having that work, like moves, be able to, in Dynamax form and Dynamax moves and Max Guard and all that, be able to Mimic and Copycat, and it identifies the lower base move, not the Dynamax move, as the one that's been copied. But when it comes to Last Resort, I have used the other moves identified by those, plus PP loss, that Last Resort doesn't activate. Now, as I said, this is more of a quirky thing, and it won't be amazing on every other Pokemon, but it would be a cool thing to have, even if your Dynamaxing was to boost a bit of speed and attack, and then you come back and you have Last Resort sitting there too. So, as I said, I'd like to hear from you guys down in the comment section, your thoughts along this and everything, because this is it. And if you find anything else that you think is a little unbalanced in the game, I'd love to hear it down below, and I might even have a look into it myself. So again, thank you, Lucy, for helping me out here, and this was the last set you were going to see. I believe I was max HP, max defense, so I could, tank a couple things. Can't remember the berry I was carrying, and then as you saw there, the sets to boost my other stats, so there you go. That's the missing set that just was never meant to be. So as I said, comment section, use it. I want to hear. But anyway, guys, until my next video, I'll see ya.